Nothing becomes so offensive so quickly as grief. When fresh, it finds someone to console it, but when it becomes chronic, it is ridiculed and rightly. Meaning, grief actually has always been a very paradoxical suffering and condition of the human nature and psychology because sometimes we romanticize grief, we sometimes fall in love so hard and so much with grief, suffering, crisis, chaos, conflict, and other types of contradictions that we don't even see the other way around. We don't even consider life, vitality, progress, moving forward because of our romanticization, pleasure, and learning from and with grief. But then again, grief also has its own limitations. Grief can only provide us with a certain degree of character, virtue, quality, significance, only up to a certain point in time. Grief will not always be able to console us. It will not always be able to satisfy us, content our needs, or provide us with all of our satisfactions and ambitions and contentments. And that's why it's important to see the other way also. It's important to also search for happiness, dignity, vitality, growth, progress, learning, success, and many other positive conditions of life that are opposite to grief. But when we start living in grief, when grief comes onto our life, and when we embrace it in its entirety for eternity, then we're not going to live a happiness driven life either. We're not ever going to be happy, successful, prosperous, peaceful because of our basically romanticization and normalization of grief in our lives, which is a problem. But then again, as I said earlier, the human mind has its own limitations of interpretation, understanding of grief, suffering, chaos, torment, pain, but it cannot always tolerate all these sufferings because ultimately it's suffering, its absence, its hollowness, its loneliness also, its deprivation from the external world, isolation from the society, and detachment or alienation from success, money, riches, etc. And we cannot afford to dwell in this grievous state forever. That's marked by suffering and nothing vital, fundamental, rich, vigorous, vivid anymore. And that's why it's fundamentally important also to not only embrace grief for our growth, progress, learning, enrichment, but also to manage it, improve it, and then overcome it finally, step by step, with our actions, progress, learning, ambitions for certain higher and greater and more important things in our lives that are always there. Superior meaning can be found with understanding of one's